Are you really interested in tuning into your intuition, but you're still yet having no serious luck? Have you tried to get inside and tune in and find that direction, but instead you feel like you're in a pinball machine up in your head most of the time? Well, my name's Sonia Choquette. Today, I'm going to address those frustrations and pull you out of that sand trap and get you on the way and dialed in to your intuition as quickly as possible. Now, if you're new to my channel, I'm so glad you're here. I think your intuition brought you here, so that's a good sign. It's working already. And if you've been coming back to my channel over again, or you have subscribed, welcome back. I'm so grateful you're here. I really appreciate you showing up. And you know what I really, really appreciate? Your comments, because they are helpful to me and to one another, because we are all evolving into the fifth dimension, which is the frequency and the vibration of living a clearly intuitive life. And your comments are helping us do that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now let's get to the question and why I'm even having this conversation. The other day I was on a fabulous podcast with two really gorgeous women. And they both said that they had been reading my books and they had been trying to work with intuition, but they were still stuck. And one in particular said, what do you do when you're at a fork in the road and you just don't know which way to go, and no matter how you try to figure it out, neither one path or the other feels right for you? And that's a very legitimate question, because a lot of people are having this experience right now. It's like, and I call that the all or nothing approach, which really can set you up for not tuning into your intuition. Because the all or nothing approach presents a situation as though if you don't pick the right choice, you're going to have catastrophic losses. It's going to be irrevocably wrong, and you're screwed. You are just put in a situation where you can't take the risk. So the first thing to know about intuition is that there is no right or wrong, and there is no all or nothing. It really boils down to approaching things from what I call the third space, which is what feels true for me for now. So take the pressure off that perception that if you make the wrong choice, you're going to have catastrophic losses, because that prevents you from actually tuning in and getting in touch with any authentic choice, because you're feeling threatened. The second thing is to ask yourself, do you really want guidance? And I'm serious, because a lot of people have said, of course I do, but upon further investigation, what we've discovered together as I worked with students or clients, is that what they really want is for nothing to change. They want the world around them to adapt to what they feel comfortable with, or what they want, or what will make them feel good, but they don't want to change. And let's face it, that's not going to happen. That is the ego controlling you and saying, if you change, again, we're back to catastrophic loss, like other things got to change. And so you want to ask yourself, am I willing to have the insight and the guidance that would direct me forward, even if it involves me having to look at things that are a bit uncomfortable? For example, I had a client the other day who said, I don't know if I should stay in my relationship or not. We've been in it for 22 years. We hardly speak. We don't get along, but I can't financially leave him because I'm afraid that I won't be able to survive. Now, upon further investigation, I said, is it really that dire? I mean, I do know, because I've been through it, that any kind of dissolving of your life with someone you've created a life with can take a big toll on your finances for a while. But really, is it about all or nothing again? And because as we talked, she said, I do have a job. I do pay my bills, but I would lose my comfort. And yeah, that is true. I certainly lost mine for a while. But the disruption that following her true inner guidance would create was far less than the daily chaos that she was living with internally, being in a relationship with someone that she had long disconnected from and had actually grown to resent a great deal, that she really disliked him. And I pointed out to her, maybe it's not even him you dislike so much, but that you're out of integrity with what's right for you. And yes, ending relationships is really difficult. And part of the reason I'm bringing it up today is because a lot of relationships are ending for a lot of people as we gravitate back toward our authentic selves. So, do you really want the answer? Now, here's the way out of that. Get the answer. Admit that you're willing to look at what might be really beneficial to you. But know, and this is important, it's a big change. Get the intuition, but you don't have to listen to it. You do have a choice. A lot of people feel like as though if I admit what I really want, I will have to follow that advice. And you don't. My encouragement is that you'll want to, but you don't have to. Another relationship story, I have a client in her mid-30s who's been with someone. She said, he's a nice guy. He's good to me. He's not a problem, but I'm not in love. And he wants to get married. He wants to have kids, but I'm not ready to do that. I don't feel anything in me wants to do it. And yet, I don't want to start over. I'm 36. I don't want to start over. I don't want to begin again. So she made a choice. She's going to stay in the relationship that she's in. She's going to stay with the person that she can live with more or less, but she's sacrificing the ability to fully commit to someone, and more importantly, to the things she really aspires to in life. She won't commit to a partnership. She won't commit to children. She won't commit to even the relationship. She's in a neutral state. She's in a non-engaged state, which ultimately leaves her powerless. Now, okay, you can make that choice, and a lot of people are. But here's the problem. When you are non-committal to one big part of your life, it actually creates a non-committal energy to everything in your life. So, not surprisingly, her career is lagging. It's chugging along, but it certainly is like pushing a stone uphill. It's not taking off. Her finances are month to month. She's not really making any great money, but mostly she's just not inspired. She's just kind of going along, finding distractions day to day. And she said, I know what's wrong. I'm not willing to listen to my inner guidance because it's asking too much of me. Now, having been myself in a relationship that I stayed in way too long for the same reasons, I get it. Having to really get clear about what's not working and unravel something you've created can be and feel overwhelming. But I can assure you, it is far better and will turn around far quicker when you begin to get really honest with yourself and really be willing to find the courage and the integrity that your intuition is leading you to reclaim. Because with it will come the gifts of being empowered and guided and led to the things that are congruent with your spirit, that do uplift you. Plus your vibration is in integrity. It resonates that who you see and who I am and what I'm doing are the same. And they're moving in the direction of my heart's desires. So that puts a message out to attract people and circumstances that support that. So in all truth, we do have to face what we're uncomfortable to face, and we do have to agree perhaps to a short-term adjustment for a long-term benefit. That's called growth. And it's not easy, but here's the truth. It is easier than not. And the other thing is we fear that we're going to be alone. But this is another surprise that once you reconnect with your spirit, you also connect with the support of your higher self and your spirit helpers. They can't help your ego. And if your ego is really trapped and stuck in commitments that don't serve you, for fear, for resistance, even laziness, I mean, I've been guilty of all of that, then you are gonna feel alone. But the minute you start to move back to the integrity, which really means the wholeness instead of the fragmentation of who you are, you get immediate guidance. And it's shocking how fabulous that works, how fabulous that shows up. So if you want to get connected in a deep way, and you're willing to at least consider your guidance, because as I've said, you don't have to take it, but just allow it to rise up by admitting your resistance, admitting your fears, acknowledging them, and recognizing that there is work to be done to let go of what the wrong thing is, to reach out for what is right for you. But if you do, there are rewards. Now, this is such a big problem for so many just wonderful, wonderful souls that I am going to offer a free workshop on this in just 2 days. Rising above chaos and confusion and returning to clarity. And I invite you to join me because I want to empower you, and I want to get you back in alignment with who you are and not let your fears rob you of a really happy life. Not let your fears and resistance keep you from the connection and the flow that is your birthright. But it does take some adjustment. So please join me. Click the link below and join me for the free workshop. It's just in 2 days on how to tune into your guidance and how to at least get the guidance and then get the support so that if you're getting difficult, but you know in your heart right guidance for you, you'll find the internal integrity and courage to do so. And that is what will change your life so fast it'll blow your mind. So please join me. Just click the link below, returning out of confusion and chaos and back to clarity and really back to connecting with your inner guidance now. So I hope to see you then. And if you are new here and like this, please give me a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing. Stay with us because we have a lot to learn together and quickly, which will change your life for the better so fast. All my love.